All right, y'all. We're here today again, and I'm here to teach you about the 3 ways you can ruin your life. 3 ways you can ruin your life. The first way is to violate someone. You violate someone else, this can ruin your life. You know what I'm saying? How so, Brother Clarence? Well, because when you violate another person, retaliation is prescribed for them, as the Quran says. The retaliation is prescribed for the believers. You know what I'm saying? So if you violate someone, then retaliation is prescribed for them. It's a prescription. Retaliation is not going to fix the wrong, but it's going to soothe the soul of the offended. You know what I'm saying? It may soothe the soul of the offended. So it's a prescription, right? Now, in normal situations, who's supposed to retaliate for you? In this normal situation, the state is supposed to retaliate for you. If the state catches up to the violator, the state will hold them, right? And then ultimately pass judgment on them, try and pass judgment on them, okay? And then they will retaliate with a certain sentence. The sentence is the ultimate retaliation, right? 5 years, 10 years, death, whatever, right? If you're in a Muslim country, show us the hand you stole with. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you raped somebody? Oh, okay. No problem. Let's get you on this operating table. Make sure you don't do that no more. Right? So it just depends on where you at. But typically the state is the one. We're not supposed to retaliate on our own. Right? Because that would create chaos. So through God, the state moves. So the state is supposed to move based on the teachings of the God that of righteousness and justice to give out a fair and just retaliation for the victims, right? Well, sometimes in a place like America, which is a wilderness, sometimes the people will retaliate of their own volition, of their own devices, when they feel that the state is not moving like God would allow them to or like want them to. They sometimes move on their own, right? And this can create chaos and many different things. Now, how can that affect you? How can that ruin your life? Well, like I said, somebody can take and retaliate against you for doing something, and because they are not connected to God's wisdom, they may take it too far, right? The book say an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth and a life for a life, right? But this person might say, you took an eye, I'm taking your life, or I'll take your daughter's life, or I'll take your son's life, or I'll take your wife's life. And the retaliation may be too great to balance what the offense. And that's possible in a wilderness like this in America. That's possible. Very, very possible. So we don't want that to take place. You don't want that to take place. It can ruin your life. Or the state can overdo it, right? The state can overdo it. You can be a person who did a crime, and the state and the court system should punish you, but the punishment is way bigger than the offense, but it's politically motivated, right? It's all political, and so you just get caught up in the end, and so that's another way your life can get thrown out. For example, you can be defending your family at some type of situation, and you strike somebody, and So they get you for assault. And instead of saying, okay, well, let's look at the circumstances behind it, they just say, hey, it's assault. Let's just give you 20 years for assault. First time offense, everything. I mean, he'll just give you 20 years for it, right? See, these things can happen, right? And we let you figure out how you gonna appeal it and pay for it and get an appeal and all that. We'll figure out how you gonna do it. You figure it out. So don't let yourself get caught up in something like that. Don't violate other people. That's the best, that's the safest way to stay away from the state or people overcompensating for something they feel is unjust. Just try not to violate anyone, especially you don't want nobody violating you, right? They asked Elijah Muhammad, what is the best religion? What's the best religion? He didn't say Islam. He didn't say Christianity. He didn't say Judaism. He said the best religion you should follow is do unto others as you would have them do unto you. That's the best religion to live by, right? So in other words, you want somebody violating you, don't violate them. You want somebody violating your family, don't violate other people's family members, right? Pretty simple. You want nobody to steal from you, don't steal from nobody else. All right, moving on. Number 2, don't violate yourself. Don't violate yourself, man. You know what I'm saying? You got on your person. If you violate yourself enough, you're going to get a mental complex that you're not worth standing up for, and you'll stop standing up for yourself. You'll stop, and once you violate yourself and you show other people that you even don't have respect for yourself, other people they'll feel stupid having respect for you when you don't have respect for yourself. We all have to carry ourselves in a way, not in a braggadocious way, or in a way where we think we better than other people, but we have to carry ourselves in a way that promotes that we respect ourselves and other people. You know what I mean? So always respect yourself as best as you can. You know what I mean? If you in a position, I had to learn how to respect myself. I was not in a good place for a lot of time, for a lot of portion of my life. So I had to learn how to self-respect myself, right? Something where most of us have to learn this. It's not something that this world teaches you how to respect, not yourself, not to respect yourself, right? They teach you how to be impulsive, and no matter what you feel about yourself or your faith or whatever, you should impulsively put that down based on the triggers that's put in front of you, and you being socialized, you and we being socialized to be impulsive, sexual perversion, deviants, right? And so we gotta realize and recognize that, so that we can stop being led by our sexual desires and the admiration of others, and we can be led by what's right and what's wrong, right? That should be what makes a difference in how we move, is what's right and what's wrong, not whether this group of people are going to like me or whether I'm going to be able to accomplish this deviant behavior. That should be what drives us. But unfortunately, that's how we're being socialized in this country, unfortunately, on a mass scale. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad called it mass hypnosis. Television, music, radio, internet, all of this is mass hypnosis. Is to hypnotize the masses into doing the bidding of these major corporations, so that they can throw a trigger out there and advertising to you, and then a certain number of you guys, some number of us is going to go out there and spend money and respond to that by spending money. But if we always look to ourselves as to not violate ourselves, to not violate our standards, we got to develop standards in ourselves. You got to develop standard in yourself. You got to say what is right and what's wrong. I had to develop standards in myself, right? You got to develop and say what's right, what's wrong, what's good, what's bad, what's over the line, what's under the line. You got to be able to develop those standards in yourself so that you can flourish, because you're not going to flourish following other people's standards. Other people's standards may not work for you. You got to follow your own standards, your own understanding of what's right and what's wrong. And that all relates to community development. How can we live as a community if we don't all have a similar idea of what's right and what's wrong? Right? I can't have my own wife and then I see your wife and I say, well, I'd rather have his wife, so I'm just gonna take her. We can't have that. We gotta have order. And to have order, we gotta have common codes of conduct and understanding. And that's how we gotta behave, right? But don't violate yourself, man. Don't violate yourself. Don't try as best as you can not to violate your temple, right? Take charge of your post and all temple property in view, right? This is the temple. This is the temple. You the temple. So you got to take charge of your post. Your post is your temple. You the one on guard at this temple. You. Okay, so you got to take charge of this post. Can't be eating food that's going to violate the temple, right? We got to stop that. Well, Clarence, I can't drop all the. The way I eat, I can't just stop. Okay, I know you can't stop, man. I'm not no judge of nobody, bro. Before I became self-aware, I did a lot of different things, man. A lot of different things, man. So I'm not judging no one. All I'm saying is we got to get on the train. We got to get on the track, right? Because there's a train leaving. There's a train leaving for happiness. There's a train leaving for fulfillment. There's a train leaving for self appreciation. There's a train leaving. But the conductor saying, final call, final call. There's going to be a final call for us all, right? What is the final call? The final call is a point in life where if you don't make the move now, you're sentencing yourself to forever be caught up. And why do that? Some of us wait until the final call, when some of us are smart enough to not wait for the final call. But there's going to be a final call for all of us. Don't wait for the final call, in my opinion, because you might not recognize the final call. Because it ain't going to be a dude dressed up in a suit, or it might not be God. God might not come and knock on our door. Hey, this is the final call. This is God. It's me. Do you recognize me? Okay, you don't recognize me? Well, this is me. I'm here to let you know that this is the final call.